Hey guys, Buson25
and Arch9234.
with episode 125 of Engine Review. Today we have the Engine Sentai Go-Onger, the Engine Daishogun. Alright, so now we have Engine Daishogun, the first part, Speedor. Now this is just like regular Speedor, it's just now he has the little kind of crown on the top of his head now, and he's all black and gold and instead of the whole regular color version of him. So they include one engine soul, which is this one right here, and you actually can put it in. Now to activate the sound, you just push the nose.
There's a light on top over here so you can see the soul is actually on.
Now that's the only sound effect that you do get from him, but other than that, he's just a regular car. He rolls really nice, he has the nice chrome wheels, and of course you also can do the flight mode. You actually can extend the hands and just do a little scoop up attack. Other than that, that's mainly much of what you can do with him. He's like just like that.
He's virtually identical to the original Speedor. The only physical change given to the model is that, of course, the engine numbers are removed and changed to their Japanese symbols, and really just the beak has a slight change and the extra piece for the front.
So now we have Buson's Shogun mode. Now this is just like the regular Buson. It still maintains the schematics of Buson, but instead now he has a little mustache instead of having the little kind of plate that he had in the original one.
And his Go-Onger symbol on the screen is changed to Japanese letters.
Now also he does hold the engine ken, which is a sword with the use. Now if you guys can remember, this also is a small reminiscence to the Go-Go Dump in Go-Onger when the red vehicle was holding the sword and the pickaxe. Engine soul this time goes on the top here. It only goes one way, so.
You activate the sound effect by pushing down on its rear tires. That triggers the sound effect. You can also see the light through the opening on the side.
Since Buson has two compartments, he actually can put his original soul inside too.
Or any soul you choose, like the chain soul or anything else.
I like the design for Buson. The wheels are really nice, and actually it looks like a real bus instead of being a schematically weird or big tire bus. It actually has the wheels are actually pretty nice. Sadly, they're not chrome like Speedos are, but they're still really nice and they roll really finely. And of course, you can always take off the little mustache on him and have him like that.
Regular Buson.
So now we have Barv's Shogun mode. Now this is just like Barv, the original one, just of course like the others. The tires are now red, it has more gold paint and more black instead of being the yellow. Now originally in the original Barv, the wheels on here on the bottom are supposed to be black and this is yellow, but instead they reversed it, but now it's red and this is black. She does open the mouth does open, and you can see the little decals on it, even it looks like it has teeth right here. To put the engine soul in her, we just gotta open these flaps up.
All you have to do is push in her nose. Does the exact same sound effects.
That's really much for Barv. She really doesn't do much. She does roll really nicely, but other than that, she's actually also the smallest of all three of the vehicles to form Engine Daishogun. So now we have Engine Daishogun. Now this was actually originally first used in the Go-Onger movie, and then later on, near the end of the series, they used this for about 2 episodes. That's the only time we actually see it being used. It's actually a nice thing that you see the movie mechas actually go into the show as well, because it actually does have. It doesn't really happen.
Unfortunately, in RPM, we never used engine Daishogun,
so this never came out. Now you can hold the sword in both directions, regardless which way you do it.
Backwards or
forward doesn't really matter.
Arm.
There's no like connector lock or anything like that, so you can do it whatever way you feel like it. Now you also can hold the sword on the back like that, because one of the pegs on the top can connect to it, but you can't really do much of it. Now the way the shield works is that you have to actually bend the arm to like around to the like middle, and then you have to clip it onto just the fingers on it. That's not like the only way you can actually put it in. You can't really put it in any other way like that. So now you can activate the sound effects from any one of the engines. You can do it from Buson, Barv, or Speedor. Now we put it in Speedor and you just press the nose.
Now, like any engine soul, you can also use it in the Go foam, the shift changer, the wing trigger, either one. You can operate all the sound effects that are usually not available.
Overall, the engine Daishogun is actually a really cool thing. The good part is that you can combine it with all the other mechas from Go-Onger, so you can actually have them with the Carrigator and whatnot. You can actually form engine Daishogun G12 just by having this instead of the regular engine O. But the only downside is that if you already have engine O and Daishogun is just mainly
a repaint.
You really don't need it unless you really want the engine soul. Now, the one thing I must warn you guys about the engine soul is that take out the batteries or do something with these, because if you put them inside the engines, they'll automatically just trigger them by themselves. So be careful with your engine souls. And these things, the batteries do die on really fast because there's no on and off switch, which is the really downsides about engine souls. But other than that, they're pretty cool. And it's really nice to have actually, even this repaint have at least one engine soul. If you already have engine O, you really don't need this because it's just a repaint and it just has like new features like the sword, the little horn for Speedor. That's about it. But other than that, you know.
These are identical.
So yeah, that's it for our review of the engine Daishogun. Join us next week for the Power Rangers RPM, the Road Blaster. Become subscribed, man. We'll see you next week. Now, they do include one engine cell. Oh my god. Overall, he still has some nice detailed wheels. Oh my god.
Take them out. I knew that was gonna happen.
I hate that.
That's why I don't leave them in. I remember one time I was sleeping one night and they kept triggering themselves.
So yeah, that's it for our review of the engine Daishogun